Spells, blessings, prayers, and curses. What do they have in common and how are they different? That's what this video is going to be about. But before I go there, hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and I help Wiccans create a deep spiritual practice so that they can create the life they want to create with joy, peace, and an empowered sense of self. And if you want to do just that, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. There are similarities and differences between spells and blessings and prayers and curses. They all have different names because they are slightly different. So I'm going to begin with spellcrafting because they all kind of connect to spellcrafting. So it's a good place to start. With a spell, you're putting your will out into the world. You're saying, this is my will, so mote it be. I am willing the universe to do this for me. You're not asking, you're not requesting, you're telling it. This is what I want to do. You're creating change, influencing change in the world in some way through your intent and the actions and things that you say during the spell. Spells can be really simple things. They can be something as simple as lighting a candle, focusing on what you're wanting to bring into your life or whatever it is that you're casting a spell for, and then saying what it is in a way that really brings some meaning to you, and then casting the spell and letting the candle burn down. Or they can be more elaborate where you're using gemstones and herbs. Herbs are used a lot in spellcrafting traditionally that correspond to what it is that you're wanting to create. Spellcrafting it's creative. You are creating something. So think of it as a creative activity. You're creating change in the world in some way, shape or form. It's assertive and it's creative. Even if you're doing a spell like a banishing spell to banish something that you're not wanting in your life, it is still kind of being creative because you are changing things in some way. So it's that change aspect that we're dealing with all of these topics actually. But the spell is willful. It is, I'm not willful in the negative sense of the word willful, but it's full of will. It is your will that you're putting out there. And there's so many different ways that you can do that. You can do that through working with herbs and gemstones and abstract sigils. You can work with writing. You can work with artwork. You can do spells through dance. You can do spells through musical instruments. There's so many different ways that you can work with spells when it comes to types of spells or ways of creating spells. But what a spell essentially is putting your will out there into the world and working magic, essentially. A blessing, on the other hand, is still like a spell. You're putting your intention out there and you're willing a blessing. So a blessing is a positive thing. So it's a type of spell casting, but it is usually a very on-the-spot thing, although you may incorporate it as part of a ritual, in which case a blessing of a new home, for example, is in a sense essentially a spell. You are putting your positive energy in blessings, so you're blessing the place. So it is removing anything negative or low vibration and bringing in more positive vibes and positive intent into the home if you're blessing a home. It's traditional to bless newborn babies so that they have happy, healthy lives. It's traditional to bless weddings so that the couple can have happy, healthy relationship. Blessings are very, very common things throughout most cultures, I'd say, probably all of them, because they are a magical intent that you are willing and putting out there. They're just a particular type of spell, I guess you could say. They often don't necessarily involve using gemstones or herbs or sigils. They are often just something you say to people or say over something. So they're very much more either symbolic, where you're giving something, or more often than not, you're just saying the blessing. So they're a very easy and direct aspect of spellcrafting or magic, I guess you could say, without necessarily crafting a spell in and of itself, but they're related to magic. I guess essentially what I'm talking about is, as I just think about this as I'm talking, that it's all about magic. And spell crafting is a particular way of directing magic, and blessings is another type of working with magic. So this ability to be able to influence change or create change in the world around us through our intent. But blessings generally and spells, generally speaking, are will. It is your will. So when you bless something, you're willing it to be blessed. When it comes to a prayer, however, it's a little bit different. A prayer can have that magical aspect to it, because you can pray and ask a deity or whoever you're praying to influence change on your behalf. So you're asking another being to do something for you if you're using prayer in a way of manifestation. So for a lot of people that follow religions where magic is taboo, they use a lot of prayer in order to basically do magic, but not themselves doing it, but asking the magic to happen through a deity doing it on their behalf. So you're not willing, you're not co-creating with a prayer, you're asking for that deity to do it for you. It's really just the difference in the way that you're doing it. Rather than willing it to happen, you're asking for it to happen. Prayers are more than just asking for stuff though. Prayers are also things that you say in order to connect with deities or spirits. So you can use prayer for connection. You can use prayer for gratitude and appreciation and thanks. You can use prayers that contain blessings. So you can have a blessing within a prayer. They're more about connecting to other beings, prayers. You're connecting to another being with a prayer. So think of prayers as connecting. And you can still do that if you're working with a deity, even spellcrafting, for example. If you're asking a deity for help with your spellcrafting, like if you're working with a deity to do a money spell, for example. So maybe you're working with Jupiter to help you bring in some extra money or to expand your finances in some way. You are working with the planetary energy and the deity Jupiter. So, but you're asking for Jupiter's assistance to do this for you, rather than you're willing it. Actually, you're saying, Jupiter, this is what I want. You're not asking, hey Jupiter, would you please bring me this? You're saying, Jupiter, this is how it's going to be. So it's a little bit different. Magic is definitely more assertive than prayer is. Prayer, you're asking and you're leaving it up to the deity as to whether they do it or whether they don't do it. Still a beautiful thing though for connecting, and we do use prayers a lot in Wicca to connect with our deities. When it comes to cursing, it's like the opposite of a blessing, and it can also definitely be part of spell work. So cursing is the opposite of blessing. So with a blessing, you're putting goodwill out there into the world. With a cursing, you're putting a lot of really nasty will into the world. And when we see that the universe is a mirror to our own projections, cursing isn't a really good thing to do. Because again, you've got the mirror thing coming back, and that energy of resentment, of anger, and that negative place of revenge is toxic energetically, and it's not a place you really want to be in, and it's certainly not a place you want to be in all of the time or often. So I do not recommend cursing. And there's ethical reasons for it as well, but if you don't want to go to the ethical place, it's actually not even practical or healthy for oneself to be caught up in that cursing mentality, which is becoming a little bit more popular of late, which is sad to see and concerning to see. But anyway, people ask me what the difference is between a curse and a spell. A curse generally is a spell. So if a person is cursing, they will be casting a spell. It's just the spell has the intent to harm in some way or manipulate harmfully in some way. So it's cursing something. It's bringing harm in a particular way. Some people would see some sort of manipulative stuff as being cursing as well, but cursing traditionally really is more about harm. So It's generally done with a spell, it's generally done with correspondence and materials, because cursing involves a lot of energy and a lot of emotion from a negative point of view, like a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and that desire for revenge to actually help the curse move ahead anyway. However, having said that, the same way a blessing can be given just off on the fly, a curse can also be given on the fly. Particularly if you've got a natural gift for magic and you're pretty natural at doing it, even just saying something with the intent and the anger behind it can actually create that event. So you always have to be careful what you say when it comes to speaking emotively, because those emotions have energy. So a curse can be a quick thing on the fly, like a blessing can be a quick thing on the fly, or it can be a full-on elaborate spell. So as you can see, they all connect to each other and they overlap with each other, but a lot of it's to do with intent and whether you're asserting yourself or whether you're asking another being to do it for you on your behalf. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that makes things clear. At the time of this video, it is October. So at the end of October, for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you'll be celebrating Samhain. And Halloween's been celebrated in the mainstream, even here in Australia a little bit, but we don't really get into Halloween in Australia. Traditionally, it's not really a big thing here. But I know in the Northern Hemisphere, it is huge this time of the year. We celebrate our Samhain at the end of April, beginning of May here in the Southern Hemisphere. But because it is Halloween and in the Northern Hemisphere, and people will still be double dipping down here and celebrating it at the same time as Beltane, I have released on my Mystical Witch store some Halloween designs for you. There's face masks, cushions, t-shirts, mugs that have Samhain and Halloween designs, so do check them out in the Mystical Witch store, and I'll put the link to that in the description field below this video. I'm trying to get some merchandise going so that I can support the channel, so if you are interested, go have a look. There's other witchy stuff on there as well. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Blessed be.